I'm joined on the line by the Wits Radio Academy's Paul McNally. He's going to speak to us about this week's episode of The Science Inside. It's a particularly interesting one, and it's one that we've looked at here at News 24 too. The topic is around living on Mars. Now, we know that we spoke to some of the applicants who've applied to go and live on Mars, and we've got some South African candidates who've been shortlisted. So, Paul, what are the odds that human beings are going to be able to live on Mars soon?
Well, that depends on what camp you're in, really. We wanted to look at all the different sides of this argument in terms of we have been wanting to go to Mars for decades. And there are some people that believe that we'll be able to go there really soon. Like by 2027, Mars One is a colony project that reckons they'll have 4 people living on there by then. But, you know, they have a lot of detractors. They have people that don't believe it's going to happen for money-wise or science reasons. And we really wanted to dig into, you know, what those aspects are.
If you listen to this week's episode of The Science Inside, you can hear the science behind all of that. But Paul, I just want to ask you, on a personal level, do you think you're the type of person who could go off to a Mars colony and know that you'll only ever see those 14 people, say, for the rest of your life?
No, not at all. I would never do that. I wouldn't. I would be happier if I have some sort of mental breakdown. I'll just go live on a kibbutz and pick cotton or something like that. I don't need to go to Mars to prove that and decompress. But as sort of speaking to these people, I realized that I am not that kind of person, but also that's not what people are aiming for. Like, people have a genuine sense of wanting to discover new things. They want to, it's almost like a martyrdom of wanting to go and put their life on the line in order to do something new. And part of that is ego, part of that is also selfless. So I come to terms this week with the fact that I am not that person, but I am grateful that there are people also willing to do that.
Absolutely. Now, you also had a look at Sidefest Africa. Why don't you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, our producer Elna, she went to Sidefest Africa and came back with a great story about what is really happening there. It's sort of an idea of promoting science and technology to children, and also trying to get more scientists in the country. So the whole idea is if you catch them early enough, really, then they will hopefully become scientists when they enroll in university and not accountants. And then we'll have more scientists and better research across the country.
And finally, Paul, you also looked at the likelihood of an asteroid hitting Earth. So, like a Band-Aid being pulled off, give us the quick answer. Are we in trouble?
No, we're not in trouble. This is not, the thing is that we have become increasingly aware that if an asteroid hits us, then, you know, it could wipe out an entire, especially if it's over something like New York, it could cause something devastating. But we've got people on it. We spoke to experts at NASA, and they are aware of the problem. You don't have to worry. And they, you know, just go back to sleep, watch your sitcoms, and everything will be fine. But we really do dig into a lot of interesting ways on how they're going about this problem, because it's often felt like a problem that we wouldn't be able to solve. Like, essentially, if an asteroid hits us, it's the end of the dinosaurs kind of time. And that's no longer the case. So it's pretty exciting.
That's this week's episode of The Science Inside. You can listen to the full episode below this video and let us know what you think in the comment section below. Paul, thanks so much for chatting to us, and we'll catch up again next week.
Thanks very much.